track, pick a time, any day is fine. Pack a bag, say adieu, let's sail off, me and you, on another adventure.
After quite the hurdle and a bit of backtracking, I finally made it all the way back to Grenada, nearly 3,000 miles upwind, a goal I set out to accomplish nearly 10 months ago. Through the Bahamas, Turks and Caicos, Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, Virgin Islands, and many of the Caribbean islands south to Grenada, I'm safely out of the hurricane belt and can sit back and enjoy the beautiful sunsets. So it's local Thanksgiving in Grenada, and we're here on Judd's boat.
Cheers.
He's working hard, slaving away in the kitchen of a... Tell me about your boat.
It was built in Stockholm in 1899, custom build sloop.
What year?
1899.
1899.
Built in Stockholm.
In case you didn't hear that, Stockholm.
Been all over the world and races a lot.
Quite an impressive vessel with impressive food tonight.
Yes.
I'm gonna say hi to the people. Hi, people. And then it's time for my favorite holiday, Halloween. Every year I make this ridiculous costume I call the Pegataur, but last year's Pegataur was a little bit rough after being crammed away in the boat. I remade it with PVC this year and made it a little bit longer in a few modifications. It started as just a centaur, and then I added the wings to hide the frame. Throw in a few strings and pulleys for functional back legs, some crazy face paint, and a dready mohawk, and the Pegataur is ready to hit the town.
There you go. That's prize number one. Give her a round of applause. That's right, that's right, that's right. That's prize number one.
All right. Now that Halloween's over, Pegataur is back in the boat. There's actually another costume thing on Friday, so I'll do that. But not recorded much lately, so we have updates. Another adventure has a composting head. We got this 2 weeks ago, probably. Super easy to put in. I took out the old one. That was never installed. This was a storage closet. It looked like that, pretty much to the door. So lots of organizing. Composting head. I still have the standard system in the back, but after 2 weeks, I gotta say, I'm loving the composting head. And in other news, another adventure has a water maker. Got this off of the net here for a hell of a bargain. Traded some of my toys. No more paddleboard. The inflatable paddleboard is gone as well. Some dollars and some time. And now I'm in here and I'm working on installing everything. I had tools before I looked for a camera. It's the hardest part of this YouTube stuff. It's remembering to pick up the camera when you're actually doing something. So, first step in the process is installing this lift pump. It brings the water up to the main pressure pump inside of the unit. That pump does not suck, it only builds pressure. So this lifts everything up to what's going to be the filters, and I don't know, I'm still a little confused right now, but I've got a manual. I'll try to keep updating the process. Water maker update. We have drilled holes. There's a big 1.5 inch hole there. Hoping to put 3 half-inch lines through that Another hole here. You can see I'm trying to get the last one through. There's wires coming up through this little spot that's actually already there in the boat. From both the lift pump and the main battery cables. Nothing was zip tied and neat just yet, but it will be in the end. So we've got power coming in, we've got lift pump power going down, we've got a board made, actually 2 boards made. There's boards under here, you still can barely see them, but it's like a foamy, almost starboard. It's a softer composite of starboard. I had a bunch of it left over from whenever I built the arch and the seats. So I made 2 pieces, one to mount that on, because this is actually, it's part of the aft cabin. It's laundry, it's clean, but you don't have to put it away, right? The doors are like this, you don't see it. But I still did not want to drill a bunch of holes in the walls. Nobody wants to drill holes in nice teak other than, you know, 1.5 inch holes for tubing. You know, something's got to happen. But to prevent putting a ton of holes, to mount this base down, to mount these on the wall, to mount a switch I will have to have, I made this board. So we mount everything here and actually wedges quite nicely. Maybe I'll set the GoPro down. Very nicely in here without all that stuff under it. And then I can have access to filters and there's no holes. It doesn't move much if I'm sailing. And then also there's a piece under here that's wedged in between the wall and that lip there. And it's very firm and stuck in there, so it won't move at all, even without the water maker on it. And I can now screw my water maker to this instead of putting more holes in my countertop. Right here, my pretty teak. Try to hold this. Like the main power cable's out. Alright, from this side, not using the floor. And this side here, up there. Around. Some new wires. In. And drill it. There. Hold it through here. Let's see here. We've got the main black. And then the red is back here. That's the red that comes up to the switch. It's going to be a 40 amp switch here. And then red in. Awesome. Alright, I'm going to need my hands. I gotta feed one more wire in here. small space here, and it gets jammed sometimes. And as you can see, I've added this because it used to stay on the Gypsy and it would wrap back all the way, whew, run away, jam in here. So I've made this, and it goes in here, and it stopped that. Works pretty well. Occasionally the chain will catch right here, and it will start bunching anyways. And as you can see, this is part of the windlass, so I can't really get rid of much more real estate. I could get rid of a little bit of this, but it's not usually the problem. The other problem is there's just not enough room in here, and yeah, it will actually bunch and fill, and regardless to this jam, sometimes it just fills up very often. What happens when that happens is it will jump off the Gypsy sometimes, and all of the chain runs back out. So what we have here is a little stopper that goes on here, and this rod goes in, so that it just kind of whops. And whenever the chain jumps on the Gypsy and tries to run back out, this will fall into the links and potentially stop it. And that keeps the chain from going back that way. So time again. Getting ready to leave Grenada. So we've got to jump in the water, see the bottom. As you can see from the ladder, it's gonna be quite pretty. After cleaning the bottom, I quickly sailed back to USVI, as the non-existent cruising kitty is even more non-existent. I have a job waiting there for me with a charter company for the season. Upon arriving in USVI for the holiday season, I was slammed with work from the charter company, which was a wonderful thing, but allowed absolutely no time for editing, which is why I'm now 2 months behind. But as charter season slows back down to a normal rate, get ready for an action-packed episode with all the highlights from the last 2 months of the solo sail back to the Virgin Islands, and then watch as new and old friends come together here and take another adventure to new heights.
Jump on in, grab a line. The water's feeling fine. Catch a fish, maybe two. Let's sail off, me and you, on another adventure. On another adventure. Let's sail off, me and you, on another adventure.